Hello, hello. Let me just get a couple things set here. For whatever reason, the link is not. Did that link work in the group chat? Yeah, Tom, we can do that. But let's do it on a call after because it's still like recording and everything. I'm wondering if that link worked.
In the chat box to everyone?
Yeah.
I don't actually see anything in the chat box to everyone.
Oh no, in the baseline chat in the PHIRE chat.
Oh, okay.
For everyone who just joined, did you join from the link in Telegram?
I did, Xavier.
You did?
I did.
Okay, good. So then the link is working. It didn't have the usual format with the password and everything like that. So I was hoping that it did. Well, that's good to hear.
Totally right.
All right, just a few more moments and we'll let anybody else come in who's wanting to.
Hey, X, do you want me to moderate for you while you do your thing?
No, I'm good. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem, man.
All right. Well, cool. We are live streaming to YouTube, and this will be recorded for posterity. And I'll just pull up the PHIRE pledge real quick. Today is Monday, March 1st, 2021. And this is, I think, the 7th PHIRE meeting, Fireside Chat. And the PHIRE pledge is, I pledge my mind to the respectful recognition of the sovereign liberty essential to human dignity. I pledge my hands to the creation and maintenance of communal, cultural, and ecological prosperity. I pledge my eyes to watch over the integrity of truth and justice with acceptance of the natural balance of diversity and equality. I pledge my heart to the connection that binds all of us throughout creation. And I pledge my whole being with humility and love to the grateful service of all sentient beings and human consciousness. And I will duly act in accordance to the principles derived from such wisdom. Wunderbar. Welcome, welcome. So there's been a lot of, we'll start with just like basically an update on what's going on with FIRE and FIRE Global Partners and the app. There's a lot to discuss there. And then we'll also talk a little bit about any questions that you all may have, some timelines, timetables, some cool shit that's happening in the background. And then we'll do our meditation afterwards. So the FIRE party was amazing. The launch party was incredible. We've got a couple hundred, almost 300 people on the app right now, which is good. I'm looking to actually lock it up and have it be an only invite only kind of thing, just because there are a lot of bugs that still need working out. There's a lot of trouble with the Android users, that's being worked on immediately. We're getting put on our own server, which will increase the speed and efficiency of all of it. And then there's some basic user UI, UX sort of stuff that needs to be addressed. There's a long litany of bugs and fixes that need to be addressed. And also simple things like being able to click on somebody's avatar and have it actually go to their profile, being able to message people simply, private DMs, all of that, and then edit and delete previous text that you put up, uploading of videos and media. Like, these are some basic functions that I honestly had expected to be there and weren't. And so, we're going on a sort of rampage with the dev team to get all of these things worked out. There's a lot of big news, some of which I can't really go into yet because it has to do with some high-level, well-known individuals that everybody fucking knows around the planet. And it's really exciting, but I'm getting some things worked out on the back end before that can really happen publicly. And let's see what else. Oh, also, there's some technology that has been provided to us, to me, to FIRE as that will put us ahead in the marketplace in a way that nobody has, especially any banking institution. Like, that'll put us ahead of Bank of America and Barclays and some of these globally well-known banks in terms of functionality and security that even they don't have access to, that because of my relationships with the developers of the technology and the sort of mission that we're on, that doors are being opened for us in ways that wouldn't be normally for somebody who's like just trying to start a bank to make money, right? This is not about that. This is about building a system that hopefully someday will become the example of how humanity and civilization steers itself and actually, takes accountability for itself. And so there's like so much to build and so much going on in the background, a lot of which I can't get into, but I'm happy to share just these little tidbits just to let you know that there is stuff happening. And hopefully the next build will come out, and I don't have a timetable on it, but the next build should come out with a lot of these fixes, a lot of increased efficiency and user functionality, right? So that's been very exciting. It's been sort of a week of lots of meetings, catching up with potentially a lot more investors, and we have our coin sale is going to come, and it's going to come strictly to the users on the app first. And I'm just reading the chat right there. So there is the coin sale, which is going to be coming, which is a way we're going to be able to raise some more capital. We have sold 14 licenses, which is going to bring in a whole lot of money, hopefully in the next month to 2 months here, maybe not necessarily in March, but really potentially in April. And then we have 2 offers that haven't really been formalized, but that have been sort of spoken about to bankroll the whole project without losing control of it. So there's some really cool things happening on the back end that are I kind of have to tiptoe around them a little bit, just until they become more solidified. And once we get this next round of capital in, we're going to have the whole, within 3 to 6 months of that period, we're going to have the whole ID, blockchain wallets, and all of this integration that is what we really need to make this a effective cooperative bank. Right now, it's just like, we painted the vision, we've got the seeds, we can see, in the app, the functionality that we're looking to. I've been working with some of our dev team to, I went and did a whole broadcasting master list and master map for all of the screens on the app and how we're going to navigate between them. Like, instead of just 5 buttons on the background. I want to be able to swipe left and right to get to the different aspects, like the main home feed. I also want us to be able to post media there, and not just from YouTube, but from like Odyssey and other places. There's like GIFs and imagery that when you go and do your morning routines, let's say, it doesn't give you a choice to choose what picture you want. And that's sort of like no fun. So, there's a lot of little things that we're looking at, and we're sort of prioritizing all of those. Some of the basic functions that need to happen, some of the basic usability functions that are, slowing things down and not making it as efficient or quick as something as, let's say, like Telegram. I'm not happy to say that, but it's the reality of the situation. We will get it fixed, and we will get it operating at the level which I require, which is way more than where it's at right now. It's just a matter of time, and it takes time. Like, all of this takes time. So I really want to just say thank you for believing in the vision, spending your time and attention, taking part in this, and also having patience. I really, really appreciate that. I've been taking everybody's recommendations. We've compiled them. We've put them into a priority list, got it to the team, and talked about realistic timeframes where we could get all of that worked out. I'm going to look at some of these chats here. Have a year to declassify these claims. Good, I will. It will be done before a year for sure. My FIRE account is on my active iPhone. I have an Android old phone that's no longer connected to Verizon, but I use it on Wi-Fi. I'll create a second FIRE account if that's okay, to play with the Android version. That would be awesome. And you just DM me anything that you see or notice, because like, as we're getting these things fixed, I'm going to need people to give me feedback, and I know you all will, and I appreciate that. So can I speak to what the coin sale is? Yeah. Okay. So the coin sale, what we've done up to this point is we've sold a coin, which is the FIRE token. And the way the FIRE token works is, if you're familiar with Ethereum, Ethereum launched a system that allows anybody to create their own tokens. People are now doing NFTs on Ethereum, and that's a really hot market. If you're into crypto, take some of your digital artwork and see what you can do about it. It's really, really freaking cool. I'm getting my kids to do it. But they made this platform where anybody could create their own tokens, give them a market cap and all of this. And what that's done is it's created a whole marketplace of new coins. Some are shit, most of them are shit, but some are really cool projects. If Ethereum in the beginning had said, if you want to create an ERC20 token, you have to give us, the Ethereum Foundation, a percentage of all your Genesis issuance, and then gave those tokens, those new tokens, all, a couple thousand of them at this point, and take that percentage for themselves and then distribute it to all their early adopters, all those early adopters would have thousands and thousands of new coins, some of which have done really well, which means a lot of value to the early investors. What we've done is we've said, our FIRE token, any new clients that we get, we're going to create coins for them. We're going to get a percentage of their Genesis issuance, since they're going to be launched on our platform. And most of this is like high level international commerce and things like that. And we're going to take those coins that we keep. Let's say we create somebody's coin for 10 million market cap, right? There's the 10 million coins. We keep 5 to 10%, and then we distribute that to our FIRE token holders. So any new clients that come onto the FIRE ecosystem, or the FIRE ecosystem, I'm sorry, we're going to give a percentage of all the new coins, all the new clients' coins, to all of our early adopters, people who buy the FIRE token. What we've done prior to this is we've given equity in the company as well as those FIRE tokens. But now I've got the contracts and all of our paperwork with our lawyer, and in the next couple of days, it should be available where we can start selling the FIRE coins only to accredited investors at this time. Depends on a couple of factors, and we're still working those factors out. But that those people who purchase the FIRE coins will eventually take part in that new coin distribution ecosystem. If we can make the case that it's a utility coin, then we can let everybody use it. If we use our private, if we use our Reg D offering, essentially, then that's only accredited. But if we go with some other creative routes, which we're discussing, we might be able to make it so that anybody anywhere in the world can purchase them. And then concurrently, we're building hopefully a Reg CF, which is a crowdfunding. And it would be the first token crowdfunding with the SEC. The problem there is the SEC could say no. We could give all the right paperwork, and worse than saying no, they could just say, we're thinking about it, and then think about it endlessly and would get us stuck in a bunch of problems, right? Like just wasting all this time and money, hoping that they're going to turn around, and they don't have to, because they're really looking at the regulatory environment for all these cryptocurrencies and stuff. My goal is to get FIRE tokens into the hands of unaccredited investors, because imagine if you were able to have Apple stock and all of these things. Another creative way that we're thinking about doing that is when we get our corporate cooperative banking structure set up, and then we can start offering the people in the app now membership ownership, then we can give you FIRE tokens for behaviors or for things or just for being there. Like, we're working all of that out now and having discussions around it. So first goal, get FIRE tokens sold. Second goal, be able to do a Reg CF so that anybody unaccredited or not can, or accredited or unaccredited, can purchase the tokens. Third is be able to distribute FIRE tokens to all of our early adopters. One of the things I should add with the app and the dev team is I want to be able to get it locked, get the app locked, so we don't have a flood of new users. We have users on here on the app that are incredible individuals, highly well-connected, very secure, very intelligent people with huge networks. And what I don't want is a flood of individuals coming on the app expecting something and having it be lackluster in their perspective. So it's really about, let's see if we can lock it up and have it be invite only at this time, work out all the bugs, build deeper relationships with each of you so that we can have a deep, strong root system, and then grow, you know, as that comes into play. And what I'd like to do is be able to, you know, like for instance, the FIRE on training stuff, I haven't even put any of that up yet because we're just not there yet. We will be, and when it comes time, it'll have all of that user functionality that I'm looking for, like the wallets, like the voting system, all of these things, and we can give some people like actual training. Right now, it's like, let's just figure it out all together, figure out what works, what doesn't work, and you know, just keep getting better every day. And we don't have a formalized voting system yet, but I'm trying to do my best to keep engaged with everybody on a personal level so that I can get the feedback and kind of feel where we're all at, and you know, try to meet those expectations and those needs as we get it going. Because a lot of birthing and raising a child, for instance, is those formative years, right? It's like the feeling is the most important thing. It's not the rule set and like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like, you're safe, it's okay, we're all in this together. That's really the emotion and the zeitgeist of where I feel like we're at this point. And I'm hearing everybody's considerations and recommendations, and I'm noting them, and I'm trying to respond and say, yes, we're going to work on that, we're working on this, just to let everybody know that we are, you know, we're not just like sitting on our laurels. Like there's a lot being done, and I'm still doing my 18-hour days, and frankly, I love it because I've been dreaming about doing this for years, since like 2012. And the fact that it's taken this long, a friend of mine who's well connected in the Bitcoin and blockchain space was like, you're one of the only people I've seen that haven't just given up and moved on to something else. You're like still very tenacious, and that tenacity has paid off, and it's paying off in a big way. The fact that the app is in the App Store and that we've able to turn this around and show clients and say, hey, you want to be a part of this, especially with all these other things and these LOIs that we're having from all of these high technology companies. Like, I think I mentioned the KYC thing. You know, we'll have a KYC AML process that all of the central banks of the world use, and no other commercial company gets to. You know, so that along with some of the other technology that's sort of coming to us because of our mission is going to set us apart from all of these like sort of fly by night, might look popular or whatever right now. You know, different companies that are out there, or even like CEX exchanges that are offering voting and things. It's like, yeah, that's kind of where the market's going, and that's what's going to be the future. But nobody has packaged it into a lifestyle brand like we have, or has the plans to in the way that we're doing. So that's very exciting. So how will we be able to purchase the FIRE coins? XRP, BTC, Visa? Yes. Short answer is yes. We're going to make it available so that everybody can get it, whether they have crypto or cash, right? And we've already had people from the group and from the party and of the, you know, saying we want to give you money. So that's a very good sign, right? And yeah, I'm just super grateful for everything that's happening. So if anybody has any questions, I would like to open it up to just put your hand up in the chat or in the participants room, and I'll call on you. We've got 18 people in the meeting right now. All right, I don't see anybody with a question. If anybody does have a question, just pop off mute and hit me up. I'll do it popcorn style.
I can't figure out where to raise my hand.
No, that's okay.
So I was like, when you said just pop off mute. So as you go forward, where do you see if you let me think how to word this. So if you go to an invite only, do you see holding the invite only and kind of moving to a system where people who are already using the app go to approach businesses and try to bring customers to FIRE through that? Or where do you see that going? Or is that too far?
No, good question. It's a good question. What I would like to do is start with, I'm gonna mute you so I don't hear the background, if you don't mind. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with locking it up, keep it invite only. And if you guys have people that you like or that are in your personal network that you think would be good users, have good feedback, that sort of thing, invite them in. Again, capping it at some number so that we don't grow too fast, right? Too fast and come out into the public, let's say, with a less than superior product. And once the Bitcoin wallets and the transactional capability and all of that comes in, then let's bring on vendors. That's going to be the exciting part for all of y'all in terms of being able to build a revenue stream by bringing on new vendors, because then anybody who uses FIRE to transact with those vendors, you're going to get a percentage of all of their revenue, like the transaction fees, right? So you're talking about 1/4% or something like that, but that can add up, especially if you bring on a powerful or large vendor. So that will come, I'm hoping, like Q3 this year, with that functionality, if that answers your question. Can you repeat the question? Because there was something that I thought of that I got it. Never mind. We've got a guy that's doing a documentary on FIRE and myself, and that should be like a 30-minute documentary, just a short one. And hopefully done in the next couple weeks here. I start filming tomorrow, and we're storyboarding it now. And the idea there is to raise public awareness. Some of the things we've got going on the website are, I want to put up all the, like, we're still getting all the video from the event. And that should be done by the end of this week, I think. But I have all these really great photos and really great snippets, and I want to put that up and put that on the website so that people can come and see, like, oh, this is pretty fucking fly, you know, there's cool shit happening. And then, you know, build out the store some more too. We've got some really cool shirts and fucking long johns and cool apparel. I've been rocking a FIRE t-shirt pretty much every day that I'm not wearing the suit. I'm wearing a FIRE shirt. And here's something interesting. Oh, Fong, you got a connection at Netflix? That could be cool. I've been talking to a couple different producers about it, but somebody made me a FIRE bandana. It looks like the step and repeat that was at the show, at the boat launch, and it fits. So, you know, anytime I do have to wear a mask, I've got my FIRE bandana. So that's a little fun thing. So yeah, does that answer your question, my man? Cool. Anybody else? All right, so I'm gonna take a look at new names here, which I think are new names, and then just call on you and see if you could just introduce yourself, where you're from, and what your superpower is, and what you hope to see out of FIRE. So we're gonna start with Rachel, if you don't mind.
Hello, I'm Rachel Ledford. I did not come to the party, but my husband, however, was there. I look to build a community based off of people with like ideas that want to better the world.
Yeah.
And very excited to be a part of it. I've already started my community on a garden project on the community coming together, and not only building the gardens and whoever wants to supply land to do so, and working together and making it all happen. but also I'm trying to set up where we can get to know each other and build stronger and have like a database where neighbors know what each other's trades are, where they can help each other if need be in different areas.
Very
So
cool. Where is
never,
this?
Rutherfordton, North Carolina.
Hell yeah.
Very excited for it. Thank you very much for giving us the platform to work together.
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, we're going to be, making it more efficient so that we can actually do those kinds of group things in probably 6 to 8 months. Don't quote me on that, but I hope to have the skill list and the merit system kind of worked out so that you can look at a profile and see what skills a person has, and basically their standing, and you can look at them and kind of figure out who's got what skills you need. Is Rutherfordton in Eastern North Carolina?
It's in Southern. I'm about an hour between Charlotte and Asheville. I'm right in the center of both of them.
Gotcha.
Actually, the crystals that you got, I'm what put together the box for you for the group. So
yay! Thank you.
That's what we do.
I caught wind of it a little bit before. Somebody said, they're all pitching together to get you a gift, and I was so upset because I was like, no, please don't do it. But then I got them, and then I'm like, I don't know if you saw, but I opened them on the last meeting, and I had to stop because I started crying, and I didn't want to cry on the freaking video for everybody. But we have them all up in our house now in really strategic places. So thank you. That was really, really amazing. And the kids love theirs, and my wife loves hers. So I appreciate you.
I'm glad. I thought that the different energies you could definitely use to help.
Yeah. That quartz, it's amazing. It looks like a snake head too, which is really cool. I just happen to like that.
Complete piece. It's a complete piece. It's healed on the back side of it and everything. So it's a big healer quartz.
That's
great for
awesome.
healing.
We have that right central in our house. So thank you.
I'm glad you like it. And
yeah, our farm up in North Carolina, we're going to start breaking ground again in March, this month, end of the month, first of next month, and start getting it prepped to be one of the first FIRE hubs with all the technology, the housing, the governance, and everything, and have it be like a beta hub essentially. But once, like probably the end of this year, you'll really be able to get a lot of great functionality out of the system, and be able to like create your own community with it, with your own coin and your own economy for your garden projects and your garden community. So
I'm very excited about that because I have 74 acres here, and that's what I bought these 74 acres for.
yeah,
It's got springs. There's water of abundance. There's I've got to clear the land, but everything's here. It's mineralized, and it's perfect for terrace gardens so it can drain.
yeah,
I'm just excited to get it started.
very exciting. However I can help.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to visit your place.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do like a FIRE Fest, but more low key, like farm to table kind of event. Have one of the farmers, that produce a lot, come to the farm, pick a lot of the stuff that's already there, and do like a nice outside, under the stars with like lighting and stuff. That's one of my dreams.
That would be awesome. Well, let me know when you get up here in town and you start working on it. I'd love to come up and visit and see what you got going on.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right,
Thank
we've got Doris Maran. We've spoken with you, Doris, but if you could tell us your name, your superpower, and where you're from.
I live in Maui. Superpower, I don't know, I'm a super witch. I love to run a lot of energy and light to the planet, channel all that kind of stuff, and mostly just spending energy helping things I believe are upright. Mostly I also teach muscle testing, which is basically I'm creating a bunch of lie detectors out in the world, and that really helps with aligning with source and truth and all of that, and eliminating a lot of mental debris that keeps us from knowing what to do, because a lot of people know that your brain is a really great computer, not a great decision maker. So yeah, totally coming from the esoteric side of looking at things.
Yeah, lead from the heart.
I
love it. Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, thank you.
I've got 2 iPhones. One, I'm gonna click on Ask to Unmute, and we'll just see who you are. You could tell us your name, and it's trying to ask to unmute. You see that? Oops. All right, we're gonna go to the other iPhone. Do you guys see those? Oh, you're at work, no worries. So let's do iPhone 3. Oh, that's you, my man. Okay. Let's go to Kat, who just showed up. And Kat, would you tell us your name, your superpower, where you're from, and what you'd like to see from PHIRE?
Awesome. Hey, thanks. So I'm from Boca Raton, and I've watched this wild world just transform, and I've always wanted to see beauty and sustainability and what's it called, stewardship on the planet,
Yeah.
and people working together. Hawk, you're amazing. I've known you a long time. I was
Yeah.
privileged. Whatever. It's been amazing, this journey, and I'm a healer. I'm a massage therapist, and it's huge for me to even say that out of my mouth. But I love touching people, and they love when I do. And I know that I'm weird, but that launch party reminded me that there are so many beautiful people on this planet that are all very weird, but in such a beautiful way that we have these gifts to offer. And so I look to see the world that I would like to live in and have my children's children live in,
Yes.
established through this joining of people and currency and making our own way on this planet, because hey, it's on a pathway out of control, and I'm here to see that it stays on a course for good. And that's who I am. That's who I'm here, and I'm excited.
Yes. Thanks, Kat. Appreciate
Boca
you.
Raton.
Yep.
Florida.
I didn't realize it was you until you started speaking, and then I've known Kat since probably high school-ish time. So it was really great to see you at the party, and it was really, there was probably like $1 billion worth of business people on the boat, and then and all of these really cool, just creative artists and wild folks, and it was a super balanced, well balanced kind of event. There was just enough crazy and just enough groundation to kind of like uplift. I think, you know, there's my hopes in all of this is that we as humans together with a common goal and a common mission and common vision can demonstrate that there's room for all of it in a balanced way without it getting too far out of hand or without it being too stuck up, you know, or kind of you know, curmudgeon-y. So yeah, I think it was a good kickoff. So thanks for being there. Let's see who we got next. I'm trying to see if there are anybody who hasn't introduced themselves before. If this is anybody's first time, would you please just pop in and start telling us who you are and what's your superpower and where you're from? I think most of the folks here are return members. Okay, and then if anybody has anything that they're being called to say, if they feel like there's something that hasn't been said that needs to be contributed, you might just be the person to do that. So if you feel that, please pop on and let us know what's on your mind and on your heart.
Hi,
Hi, Natasha.
how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Is it okay that I talk about my podcast for a little bit?
Please.
So I have a podcast. I really kind of want to share the last episode specifically. I only have 3 so far. I just recently began it.
Good.
So it's about grounding, healing, ascension. Basically, something, you know, if anybody's interested in that, it's kind of really good information. I felt called during the full moon to kind of like pick up the phone and start talking. I didn't know what was going to come out, and it came out really good. You know, it's choppy. It's, you know, like out there, but
Awesome.
yeah. So it's called Hello Earth Family.
Yeah.
And my name is Natasha Koshenka. That is it.
That's it. That's awesome. Thank you. So what I'd love to invite you to do is I'm pretty sure you posted it in the baseline chat or in PHIRE, but please feel free to do so. Probably in the baseline chat to begin. And I would implore you to stick with it and don't try it out for a month, you know, and then stop. I did that with my first podcast, and my first podcast was called I Thunderbird. It came out in like maybe 2012, and if I had stuck with it, I could have had a huge following at this time. But in my younger days was sort of like, oh, it's not working, so I'm just going to let it go, you know. I didn't give it enough time. Like with Baseline, for instance, now, if I'm almost at 100 episodes, almost 70 something, and if I and stay consistent, yeah, like if you stick a schedule, stick to it, because people are starting to expect Baseline every morning, and if I miss one, I'll feel like really shitty because there's people who are actively involved in and enjoy it, you know. So that's what'll happen, and it might just be a few people at first, but if you build relationships with them, get to know them, and whatever, like it'll grow naturally. And like my first Baseline to today's Baseline sucked. Like it was no good. And you'll find your rhythm, and give yourself enough time to do that. You know, if I could just give you unsolicited advice from what I've found in my own personal experience with it, but I'm sure it's going to be really insightful and really, really amazing. How long is it each episode about?
So I'm trying not to go too crazy because, you know, the world that we live in, we're not really like long periods of anything. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it under 40 minutes for sure.
That's
30
good.
minutes medium.
Yeah.
My first episode was more of an introduction. It was like only 10 minutes. Last episode was maybe 40 minutes at not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to keep it definitely like, definitely it's not going anywhere. As far as schedule wise, I'm not sure if I could do that because it's more like, okay, this is the time I could do this. So it's
Whenever
like more feeling based, you know?
Well, that's cool. Yeah. I that's how I was when I did my first podcast. And I honestly really like Baseline now because it gets me up in the morning and moving, like, and I do my meditation and everything. And it's like, I greet the day when everybody else wakes up already happy because I'm doing the character and like, I'm already, you know, so it's really awesome. So thank you. Thanks, Natasha. Laura said, I could not believe you did Baseline the day after the party. I didn't actually do it the day after the party. I did it that night. I didn't even go to sleep. I got home at around 3 a.m. and was just like, well, I can't go to sleep and wake up at 4, so I'll just do it now. And I was so tired that my editing, it took forever and everything, but I still had my voice. It was the next day that I got some sleep, and then my voice was totally shot. So yeah. All right. Does anybody else have anything that's on their heart that they'd like to say or ask a question? Otherwise, we'll go on to the meditation. I will take the silence as a no that everybody, oh, iPhone 3. Go ahead.
I just had a question about what do you project for growth as far as the app? You said right now you have about 300 people actively using it.
Yeah.
Through the next couple quarters, what are your projection goals for how many people you want to bring on board with it?
I suspect that once we open the doors where the functionality of the wallet and all of this, I'm sorry, I got to mute you again because I'm hearing us back in that and it's thrown. If you want to say something again in response, just unmute yourself, okay? I suspect that once the doors are opened, when we have the functionality of the wallets and the ID system and the KYC and all of that, we will also concurrently be on a distributed blockchain web system, meaning we may transfer from an iOS and Android app system to just a web, like what they call a progressive web platform or a progressive web app, which would mean that anybody from any phone, Linux or anything, or even their own, you know, whatever, could access it on a distributed web that's a blockchain web World Wide Web, essentially. 2 developers that I know are working on that. One of them is very close with us, and his capabilities are pretty robust. So I'm looking to kind of work out the kinks of the app at this time, the basic functionality, reskin it in a way that makes more sense, and then throw it on the distributed World Wide Web with the blockchain wallets functionality, and then open the doors to the public. And how many people that I suspect? We have a couple, I don't want to get like too grandiose with it, but we have a couple 100 million people, networks that are a couple 100 million people worth of networks that are looking to have this as their deal. And we're having 2 conversations with some very, very big, well-known, influential banks, and like not any of the banks that not like Bank of America and any of that, but the central banks behind them, let's say, that one is a sovereign wealth bank and the other is a commodity-backed bank that is the standard for the industry, let's say. And they have both indicated interest in having us be the front end. And that's in addition to the networks that we have access to already. So I suspect once we get all of this kind of stuff worked out at the level at the early stages, that once we're ready to go, it's going to go, and it's going to go fast and hard. So I want to make sure that we're built, robust, distributed enough so that we don't get like deplatformed like Parler or taken out in different creative ways that they have at their disposal. So it's like, let's build, let's get it tight, and then, you know, put it on display, as it were. But once it's on display, I suspect it's going to go very fast. Does that answer your question?
It does. And then, so really the best thing that we can do is use the app as much as possible and try to
break it. Try to
use
break
different functions. Try to break it. Yep.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it. Break it. Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's been great because all of you all and some of the folks that are on there have been very they're trying out everything. Where's this? Why is this not working? And like that's giving us the direct feedback that we need to like actually do something about it. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's like the actual business development that I'm doing in the background, making the connections, getting the investments, building the relationships with some of these really influential systems and technologies that will really be able to allow us to take this as a strong kind of fast moving high speed tank, or, you know, really dope UFO, so that we can start operating globally, you know. And that's sort of like the roadmap. And I suspect like once things start really taking off, it's really going to fly high. And right now we're sort of in first gear. We just left the starting line and we're on a multi-speed bike and we're just starting to kick it, you know. And once we start really getting moving, it'll be a lot easier to keep it going and really like have its impact felt. Cool. All right. So this is when we begin the guided meditation. Make sure can't get any calls. So what we'll do for the meditation is we'll do 2 ohms. Actually, it'll be a guided sort of relaxation with a golden rose gold light that comes through us. Deep relaxation. We'll do 2 ohms, which are low ohms that are like this, woo, and then 2 ohms, which are higher. Woo. The low ohm is where you pull the energy in. The high ohm is where you expend it out. And then we'll do 4 breaths where we do a kind of visualization where on the inhale, you picture the earth energy, the energy of the planet and the vibratory, even the Schumann resonance, if you want to think of it that way. Pull it into your being, spiral it up your spine like a tornado that goes up the chakra system or your spine. And then when you inhale fully, we'll hold it. And when that happens during the holding and the peace, become more present and aware of the atoms that make up your body and the atoms that make up the room and the space that you're in. The spirits of your ancestors are there. And then on the exhale, we picture a golden fountain of light water spiraling out from your crown and kind of building up your auric field or the magnetic gauze of your being, and bringing all of the atoms in the air around you into alignment in the ways that a magnet brings iron filings into alignment. This will strengthen the character and being that you are to become a better vessel and capacitor and transistor of the life force energy of the universe, and increase your ability to manifest your desires and your dreams. And that'll be 4 breaths in and 4 breaths out with a pause in between to increase your spatial awareness and your spiritual awareness. And then we'll do a guided meditation to increase the density of your comprehension and increase the density of what you carry, so that you become aware of the infinite power that's at your disposal in this vessel comprised of all these atoms. Okay. So we will begin with a deep relaxation. If you would find yourself in a seated or laying down position or comfortable position. And what we'll do is we'll begin by imagining a rose gold light touching the crown of your head. And wherever this rose gold light touches your being, inside and out, you release yourself of all stress, all consternation, all considerations. And as this rose gold light comes from the crown of your head down into your skull, just imagine the leading edge of that rose gold light melting away any of your concerns, melting away any of your stress. Imagine it melting off of you like melted coconut oil, and let it drip down you to a pool beneath you so that you are above your concerns and above your considerations. And as that rose gold light fills up your crown and your skull, and let it come down further into your brainstem, enveloping your third eye, the indigo center of seeing, a deep understanding opens, a deep perceptive relaxation commences. And as that rose gold light continues down, covering your nose, your jaw, and your ears, down to your teeth, your chin, enveloping your whole head in deep relaxation, slowing your pulsing neurons and thoughts closer in rhythm with the earth. And as that rose gold light continues down your throat, enveloping your entire skull and your throat chakra, imagine relaxation enveloping your neck, releasing any tension, any stress. And as it continues down, it continues through your shoulders and your trapezius muscles, your collarbone, down into your heart, where you can feel a deep love and appreciation and gratitude for this vessel that you get to pilot, for this life force and this life experience that you have. A vessel of purity, of ancestral wisdom, and deep relaxation. And as the light continues down within your being, covers your pecs, your biceps, lowers down, completely enveloping your lungs, down to your yellow chakra, right there at the apex of your ribs, where you become aware of your being. You become aware what you are, who you are, a being of infinite wisdom, infinite experience, limited by your senses and your formation of concepts of what this world means and what your life means, limited by the definitions of the culture and civilization within which you live, but knowing that you are so much more. And as that stress and deep considerations melt off you like warm coconut oil, they drip down below you so that you are sitting upon them. You are above your concerns. You are above your stresses. And as that rose gold light continues to fill up your being and moves further south in your body, covering your diaphragm, enveloping your intestines and your belly and your stomach, your spleen, all the way down to the rose, until the rose gold light fills up your entire upper body, down to the orange chakra in your belly, a creative life force and driving force that attracts that which you desire, the seat and jumping off point of the Kundalini energy that sparks the electrical life force through your body like a magnet. And everywhere this rose gold light fills up your body, which is down to your elbows now, to the lower belly, complete, utter relaxation. effortlessness and ease. You can feel the difference between your lower body and your upper body. And as this rose gold light continues down to your root chakra, under your hips, your pelvic area, you realize that you are connected and firmly rooted with the body of humanity, the body of these souls in your tribe, the people of earth who in their innocence and striving seek a return and balance to beauty and health and harmony. And as that light continues down further along your legs, thighs to your knees, knees to your ankles, down to your heels and the tips of your toes, you are a glowing and radiant being, full of balance, structure, gnosis, and history. Love and gratitude hold you together, and any stress or concerns have melted off you like butter into a pool below you. And that light which you are is comprised of notes, the notes of your ancestors, their lives, their strivings, their longings, their struggles, their loves, distilled their songs into pure notes of which your being and your body are comprised. The infinite ancestral wisdom of all of the lineage from which you are the leading edge are represented there in your being. And as you're sitting here glowing with that radiant life force of creation, we give thanks to all of those who have come before, all of their journeys, their yearnings and their strivings, distilled into the beautiful being that you are. Take a moment to bask in this beautiful glow of well-built, coherent atoms that make cells that make you. And take a moment to be appreciative of right now. We will forgo the ohms and move on to the visualization of breathing and increasing the coherence of our body systems. When we breathe in, we pull energy from the earth through our spinal column, up as a tornado. Then we will pause, increasing our awareness and gratitude of our atomic structure, the space around us, and the infinite history of which we are a part. And then on the exhale, we will expand that tornado up and out of the top of our crowns, spiraling around our auric field, increasing the capacity and transmission of life force energies to increase the coherence of our vessel and our auric fields. At the end of the exhale, we will pause, deepening our awareness and magnification of the understanding of our atomic structure and the vibrational frequencies which comprise our being, increasing our understanding and our coherence. And we will begin. Inhale, spiraling the energy up from the earth. Hold it. Exhale, spiral it down, increasing the atomic coherence of the field around us. Hold it. Deepening our awareness. Inhale, pull the energy up from the earth through our spines and hold it. Greater coherence in our body. Exhale, greater coherence in our electromagnetic field and hold it. The stillness is the place of the universal knowing. Inhale, hold it. The ever-present I am. Exhale, increasing the coherence of our field, and hold it. Aware of the infinitude of universal creation, inhale, drawing that energy up, hold it. Exhale, increasing the coherence of our body systems, and hold it. Inhale, electrifying our being, and hold it. Exhale, that energy radiating around us, increasing our coherence and balance with the world around us, and hold it. Last one, inhale. And hold it. Exhale. And as you continue to hear the words that I'm speaking, breathe regularly at your own comfort level, and continue to draw energy up on the inhales and increase the coherence of your field on the exhales. And we will begin once more in gratitude for this moment, in gratitude for this journey, in gratitude for one another, with the innocent, heartfelt strivings, children, coming before the great throne of creation, with the gift of gratitude and observation and appreciation for the unfolding universe before us, and the opportunity to understand, to grow deeper in our compassion, and grow more excited in our adventure. Become aware of the atomic structure of your body, in its balance, in its light. Become aware that you are weightless in a sea of vibrating atoms, a field of coherent energy, a universe to play within. We become aware of the space around us, the room that we are in, deepening our awareness that all the things that we consider real, material, dense objects are really just vibratory atoms oscillating at a frequency which makes it feel like material. And in this sea of information within which we are, become aware of the emotions in the room, the memories, the experiences, like tracks in the sand that you have left through the course of your time there. Ancestors and spirits that dwell around you in immaterial, coherent patterns, and the atomic structure of the air and the walls, full of information. Take your awareness and float it up out of the top of your crown into the space in the room around you. And increase your magnification so that you are the room, that you feel the experiences and memories and oscillations of the atoms in such a way that they are no longer separate from you, but comprise of the greater being of your being, a self without limitation, changing form like water. Be aware of the history there, the fact that this place has carried you for so long and has helped nest to your story and given you comfort and safety. And we give thanks. Increase your size and awareness until you are outside the room, above the room, still holding the room and your building or your home within your awareness, as though you were a collection of atoms growing in size like an amoeba, or a cloud within which is the house or the home or the office you are sitting in. Increase your size and awareness to become aware of the county or the space around you, the community, whether it is a city or a town or the woods. Become aware of all of the beings, the plants, the animals, the people in that space around. And know that your being, your life, your story is nestled within this greater story, this greater song of which you are a part. Increase your size and magnification until you are floating up high above this place, enveloping the entire state or county or canton of which you are nestled within. Understanding that all of those beings that are within this space are reflections of yourself, notes in the song of this place of which you are a part. The accessibility of all of that information and understanding available to you, your spirit, and your mind's eye, to deeply have empathy and understanding for all of those beings, some who are lost, some who are finding their way home, each of us increasing the frequency of our understanding so that we may express balance and harmony in a more coherent and beautiful fashion. Increase your size and magnification until you are floating high above the nation of which you are a part, aware of the greater story of all of those millions of people, those millions of animals, those millions and billions of plant beings and insects and flying creatures, all creating a beautiful song of which you are a note within. All of that information accessible to your spirit and your inner knowing and your inner sight as reflections of your own being. Increase your size and awareness until you high above the planet, the very edge of the atmosphere, aware of the angelic realms and their higher functioning beings who look over the earth and watch the unfolding song and symphony of the earth. As guardians and as gatekeepers, we give thanks for them. And as we are doing so, they give thanks for us. Be aware of all of the other beings here in this chat, in this meditation, spread out around the world. See their lights, the true form and gnosis of those beings that we here are sharing time with, the journey of innocence and beauty. Imagine light coming from you to each one of those beings, creating a web of intention, of prayer, of mindfulness, connecting each one of us. We give thanks for those angelic beings who are watching and who care and are happy and rejoice at our knowing. As we increase in our size and magnification, we become aware of the moon nearby, its own gnosis, its own consciousness, billions of years of journeying and carrying and reflecting the light of the sun to us, affecting our tidal streams, affecting our minds, in a dance with our being, our collective understanding, and our individual being. We give thanks for that. As we increase our size and magnification, we become aware of the other spheres of this solar system, each with their own billions and billions of years of history and gnosis and consciousness, comprised of trillions of beings and points of awareness and atomic formations, consciousnesses at various levels of density and understanding, entire songs, entire symphonies, each in their own right, merging in perfect harmony with one another, bringing into our awareness different aspects of the hierarchies of understanding. We become aware of the sun, a being aware, comprised of trillions of souls, infinite atoms coming into existence, clothing the solar system in its own understanding, dreaming us. We are the dreams of the souls of the sun, in understanding itself and its place in the infinite creator. An entire symphony of infinite history that reaches back to the dawn of time. A symphony of which you are a part, integral and beautiful, all in harmony, all as it is meant to be. An ever unfolding dream of consciousness and awareness. And as you increase your size and magnification, the solar system shrinks below you until it is a pinprick of light. And around you are an infinite sea of pinpricks of light, each their own solar system, each comprised of a central star. Some are two beings, aware symphonies of creation with infinite histories, all sourced in the same gnosis, the one infinite creator. And as we increase our size and magnification, those symphonies, those solar systems, all shrink down to a pinprick of light until we are aware of our space in the spiraling Milky Way galaxy, comprised of billions and billions of solar systems, each with their own history, trillions and trillions of beings, points of consciousness, an infinite sea of atoms and information, each one a symphony in its own right, comprising the greater symphony of this galaxy and its central star, of which you are a part. An undulating and spiraling mass of awareness and gnosis, love, dreaming, song. As we increase our size and magnification, we realize that the spiraling galaxy below us is just one in an infinite sea of galaxies, each with their own notes, their own songs, their own symphonies, whose oscillations and gnosis affect your own, the dreams of your ancestors, the ancestral lineages of all of those different fractals of the one infinite creator, reflections of our true being. And as we increase our size and magnification, each of those galaxies come closer together until we are floating high in a sea of space and darkness. And we recognize that that infinite universe below us is one atom. We recognize that there are other atoms glowing, infinite seas of knowing, histories of their own, infinite universes of complete perfection. And as we increase our size and magnification, those lights too coalesce into molecules. And those molecules, or those universes, are connected, each of those atoms connected in energy, in story, in intention, in music. And this molecule is comprised of other molecules together to create organs and cells in your body. Each one of those organs comprised of various molecules, each one of those molecules comprised of various atoms, born from the sun, holding the infinite wisdom of each of the universes within. And as we become aware of those organs and molecules, we are now sitting in the same position where we were originally when we started our journey, but with a greater and deeper understanding that each of the cells, holding each of the molecules, holding each of the organs, together in perfect balance, creating the vessel within which we experience reality, are comprised of infinite songs of creation, infinite histories of beings who all come from the same central source of creation, the one infinite creator of which you are a part. Your life force is comprised of the infinite power of the universe and of awareness. All of that which you seek is there in your ability to speak with and draw understanding from the entirety of the universal understanding within each of your cells. Provides you with the greater life force, coherence, density of information, and gnosis of your true nature. All of your dreams, all of your earnest, heartfelt strivings are yours to manifest. Drawing upon the infinite power of the universal one, of which you are a part, providing over your strivings towards the grand symphony of creation, releasing attachment of your ideology of self, releasing attachment to that which you think you are, providing your vessel and being to the harmony of the universal one, will allow these things to come to you, and these experiences that you desire, with more rapidity and powerful knowing that it comes from the infinite one. You are as I am, reflections, shards on the gem of the infinite understanding and gnosis of love. I honor you. Become more aware of your fingers and your toes, embodying this vessel once more, fully. Stretch. Become aware of the space around you. And remembering where you are with this beautiful group of individuals who come before the throne seeking a beautiful and balanced world. And so it is. Aho.
Aho.
Aho. Oh, we had some people that were trying to get in. I'm sorry for those, Michelle and Tisha. The meditation was going and I had my eyes closed. Sorry, guys. So thank you very much. If anybody would like to share anything about that, experience, please feel free to pop up and say something. I really love it. I'm so happy to do this each week. I just feel so grounded, happy. Would anybody like to share anything? All right, then. Well, thank you very much. I love you guys and gals. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week. And we'll be chatting before then. I'm thinking maybe we do like a chat in the PHIRE, a voice chat sometime this week, which would be fun. All right, if nobody has anything else to say, I will end it there, and I hope you have a beautiful